In this video, I will give you a short introduction into Lavaangui, a graphical user interface for Lavaan. With that you can model CFA, SEM or path analyses without writing one line of R code. And it's free. You can use it directly via the internet. The link is in the video description. You can also run it locally with your R installation. You'll find a written explanation how to do that linked in the video description too. First, of course, we load our data. If the data is loaded, the data viewer opens so you could look at the data you have imported. In this case, it's a dataset for CFA with 9 variables, and we want to test a 3-factor model. Up here you can see the variables you have imported, and now you can build your model by just dragging and dropping the variables. Then we add a latent variable and the arrows for the loadings. There's a faster way using factor. Then you get a list of all variables that haven't already been used in the model. You can select the variables that should go into the next latent variable. And the same for the last 3 items. We can add correlations. By right-clicking on an object, on an arrow or a circle or a square, you get additional options for things you can change. Here I want to rename the variables. I want to give the factors better names. If you want to constrain parameters, you can do that also by right-clicking on the relevant arrow. And here, fix parameter, or you could free fixed parameters, or you can add labels. If you want to improve how it looks, there are 2 options. You can use the grid options. Then you could add a grid, which makes it easier to align the elements with each other. For a CFA, what is even better is apply layout, and I like recommended tree 2. However, for SEM or path analysis, those automatic layouts don't work that well. In that case, I would prefer using the grid and manually improving the way the model looks. There's just one thing left, I think, here. This correlation. This doesn't look so nice. Okay, that's it. And the cool thing is, here on the right, you see the Lavaan code for the model you've just drawn. So if in the end you have to provide Lavaan code with your thesis, you can use Lavaangui to produce the Lavaan code for you. Next we go to auto-completed model. And here you can see some additional elements. You can see that the first factor loading is constrained to 1, and you see added variances. If you want to change those automatically added elements, you can do this here. But for me it's okay. So now I have a model I want to estimate, and I click on estimates. And just by clicking on estimates, this model was estimated. Let's look at the results. Model test is highly significant. Fit indices CFI 0.931. It should be above 0.95. RMSEA 0.092. That's too high as well. The only thing that's okay is the SRMR with 0.065. But I would like to improve this model, so next I will go to modification indices, more results, modification indices, and then I click twice here. And now MI modification index, the largest modification suggestion is above. Here it's a cross-loading for the item X9 on the factor visual. Of course, it's a theoretical question whether that makes sense. In this example, it does make sense, so let's add it. For that, I go again to user model and draw a cross-loading. Auto-completed model looks fine. Estimates. And now the results have been changed. We still have a significant model test, but the fit indices look better. Now the CFI is 0.967, that's okay. SMRR is 0.045, that's good too. RMSEA is slightly elevated, but I think this model fit is okay. So now we can interpret the results. If we want to change the different pieces of information that are shown in the model graph, we can do that with view. Let's say I don't want to see the variances. and I want to see whether a path is significant or not. So that's something you could report. If you want to have more detailed results, here you get all the parameter estimates with test statistics, exact p-values, confidence intervals. You can change between unstandardized and standardized. And if you want to use more advanced estimation methods, you can choose them here. Estimator, standard error. You can, for instance, use bootstrapping or robust estimation. And you could use full information maximum likelihood if you have missing values. And to export this model graph, file, and then export diagram. And then you can export this diagram in different file formats. And if you had an SEM or a path model, of course you would use the single arrow for your directional effects. That's it for the short introduction into Lavaangui. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.